BG Wrestling, we are here with Santa Wayne, and we're gonna get into Santa Wayne's naughty and nice list later this episode, folks. But before we do that, we got to talk about senior nationals. We have college wrestling duels happening today. But first, our subscriber of the week. He's earned it. He's worked hard. EJ Newton.
Oh, EJ Newton.
We gotta add EJ to the nice list. EJ, email us a size and address. You're getting a BG Wrestling t-shirt, baby.
All right.
And before we get into senior nationals, just a couple other things I want to announce. BEG is now BEG Sports. We have updated the YouTube channel. We're sports only on this YouTube. And folks, starting right now, between now and Christmas Day, I'm doing this. I didn't even tell you. I'm going to give out 2 $100 gift cards. That's right. One to a new subscriber who subscribes between now and Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, and one to the funniest comment. Whoever has the funniest comment between now and Christmas Eve, you're going to get a $100 gift card, and they're going to be announced on Christmas Day. I'm going to announce the winners. So like and subscribe, folks, and comment with something funny for Christmas, right? It's the giving season.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely. Can I just say, Santa, I don't know what happened with my coat here. This fit last year. What the world are you doing, Mrs. Claus?
Well, she was cooking, but look, we got a bag of gifts.
Oh,
Naughty and nice list coming up for Christmas. Maybe what we're thankful for also.
Yeah, but you guys didn't know Santa is a wrestling fan.
Big wrestling fan.
Big wrestling fan.
He used to wrestle in high school.
Santa still practices with Mrs. Claus back there. We throw some throw-bys. Sometimes I have to do duck unders. Depends how mad she is. But, yeah, Santa still wrestles a little bit.
Yeah. Big wrestling fan, right? Big fan of the senior nationals he watched, huh? You
Yeah.
want to talk about that? Is he a big fan of Spencer?
My very first question is, man, Santa's a little uncomfortable over here, but,
You take it off, you get hot.
What? I can't take my hair off.
Let's make you sit through. I hope
Okay.
this is a long episode, baby.
I'm dying over here.
But-
Santa.
Wow. Hey, senior nationals, though. Seriously, where are these high schoolers coming from? What's your overall thoughts here?
Wow.
Let's kick it
Wow.
off. Let's kick it off.
Let's kick it off. Senior nationals. The very first thing, my overall take of senior nationals is, yep, like we talked last show, these kids are getting to that high level quicker. There's no doubt. How about it?
I mean, yeah, we can talk about them here.
How many of them did we see NCAA champs go down? I mean, Aiden Valencia took down
Mirasola
NCAA
brothers.
champ Gross.
Yes.
I mean, even Dagon Connor Mirasola
Taking
took down
Max.
NCAA champ Max Dean.
Max Dean. Still on the scene, Max Dean.
Yeah, I mean, we could just keep going. It was.
That has to be Askren's coaching, right? Dang, go on.
I mean, it's just not just Askren. I mean, the whole level is. But the other side of the issue, and this is, man, people are going to get mad at Santa when he says this, Zach. There's people that are in these RTCs that, I'm just going to say it, they kind of plateaued. Wow. I'm not seeing a whole lot of improvement or anything. Now, granted, we're talking at a very high level. So Santa ain't got the right to be over here criticizing these incredible wrestlers. You know, they're over there at that RTC. They're over there on the Reindeer Teed, I believe. But anyway, they're over there. I'm not seeing. Maybe they're just helping guys out too much. Although Nolf says one of the best things that made him improve, and I noticed there's a lot of improvement up there where my reindeer graze.
State College?
I just see a lot of improvement up there. Something in the grass or something. But anyway, Nolf says he improved a lot by teaching. And so I don't know. These guys could be teaching. Maybe they're not drilling right. Who is Santa over here to sit and criticize these guys? I've never even sniffed the level they're at. So but Santa's got eyes, And we're a comment show or an opinion show. You wanted Santa's opinion. I'm just seeing guys that
plateau. Who? Anyone specifically?
Well, did I ever tell you how much I love Mark Hall? But think of Mark Hall when
I agree with that.
When he was in high school and right entering college, and now it's just like even some of the Iowa guys, DeSanto, incredible, but. Do I see this? I mean, a little bit out of DeSanto. And I mean,
it's tough to level up once you're at this high elite wrestling.
But it goes back to what we were saying. Will these high schoolers that have reached the college level this quickly, will they continue to rise through their college years?
I think it's fair to say that would be
I don't know.
to do.
I don't know, but the senior nationals were great. Hats off to Flo, great job. I had no issues. I enjoyed the commentating of the matches. All of it was great. But
I'll say this, dude, it's tough to commentate a match by yourself. I think Piles was by himself. That's difficult, dude. Get him a sidekick. That'd be like me and you trying to do a show just talking to ourselves. That's not easy.
That's true. That's true.
But we're still trying to get a combo commentating job. Any local high schools or colleges want us to come commentate a wrestling match?
Well, you can tell when you're hearing a match being commentated whether this is a person that absolutely loves this sport or not. And sometimes you get a guy that's just kind of monotone or whatever, and it's like
I think no, dude. They're just trying to be objective. You know what I mean? I think they're just trying to be objective. But anyway, let's break. I want to just touch on each weight class here because at 57 we're wide open, right? I'm going to throw some names out here. Obviously, Spencer Lee took it, looked impressive, took out Megaludis in the finals. But how about Lillendahl qualifying?
Yep.
Zane Richards there. Is anyone going to touch Vito? Who is your prediction to come out of 57?
Well, Santa's got his prediction, and I'm dead certain on this. It's not what I'm hoping for, but it's my prediction. First off, I got to give a shout out to Lillendahl. He went over NCAA finalist Brian Courtney. Courtney from Arizona State, which that was impressive. How about Gary Steen? We were saying, wow, this kid's improved. He went and took 7th at the senior nationals. You got to tip your hat. Gary Steen, you can see it happening. He's heading in this way.
You are still on the Steen. Okay.
Yeah. I'm kind of rooting for the kid now. But and Megaludis is tough, and that was a fun match to watch. But Spencer does look good. We've now seen 2 straight tournaments where Spencer has looked good. And I have to think the concerned factor for Gilman and Vito has risen. Because there's no doubt Spencer has a look that he doesn't have pressure on him. He's doing this for the fun of it, and he's back to his roots sort of thing. That's just my
That's what I see. That's what I see out on the mat.
That's my take. And that makes him dangerous. Now, Santa kind of is rooting for Spencer, being a Pennsylvania wrestler. Santa especially loves Pennsylvania. I'm kind of rooting for Spencer. I'm not picking Spencer. I think it ends up Vito against Spencer in the final. I'm going to call Spencer over Gilman. I think that if it shakes out that way, but so you know what, Spencer just doesn't. He doesn't have that quickness about him that Vito has. Now Spencer is so solid in
maybe it's
his
a different
parterre.
match.
He's so solid in his defense. He's very good at getting in. But when you watch Spencer and Vito, you're seeing 2 different speeds at this, or quick twitch. It's almost like a quick
fast twitch. Yeah.
But and
let me say something.
I'm saying Vito takes this weight.
Well, first of all, what happened to what Suriano was supposed to be there?
You know what? I give up on Suriano.
Unreal. Anyway, here's what I saw, dude. I watched Spencer wrestle in college, and to me, watching him now, he is out there a boxer with nothing to lose. You know how I know? Dude doesn't even brush his hair when he comes out. Did you see his hair? He don't care, baby.
That's good.
He's there to scrap, and that's all he cares about now. So to me, not brushing his hair was a sign of aggression, and Spencer's here, baby.
Yeah, that's true. If you would have asked me 2 months ago, I would have said, no way Vito loses to anybody. Of course, then Vito loses to Crookham. And now you see, well, you know what? He's human too. That's tough to call. Spencer, I would not be surprised if he wins this.
I really want to see that match.
He's our representative. And once he gets there, especially with appears to be the mindset that he has now, the heck with pressure and with all that, I'm just going out and wrestling.
Maybe the pressure's on Vito now if they face.
It kind of is. It kind of is. Yeah, the pressure has shifted.
I want to see that match. All right, let's move on. 65 kilograms. This is just a hodgepodge here. We got Nick Lee, Yanni, Zane, Andrew Alirez, okay, took senior nationals over Bo Bartlett.
Yeah.
Okay, good showing, Bo. McKenna third.
Yeah, good show, Bo. No doubt. He wasn't seeded second.
No.
You know? But there were some names here that, first off, let me just say, Alirez, to me, is in the big five now.
Wow.
There's no doubt who's the big five.
Welcome, Andrew Alirez.
Nick Lee, obviously, Yanni, Zane, if that's where he's coming, and James Green. That's, to me, with Alirez. Alirez is right there. He could be our representative. There's no doubt. There's a kid that I thought. The thing is with Bartlett, he did such a great job. He beat some people he wasn't.
But he lost in the bull.
Yeah, but no, that's
no. I'm talking. Okay.
Yeah, he. But
Thinking Facundo.
The thing about the finals match that drove Santa crazy was Bartlett should have just had Rudolph right beside him with his nose so bright, because Bartlett's way too far away before he shoots. And come on, man. You got to get tough. You got to pummel in there. You got to hand fight to get in there close, because you might as well put up a billboard.
Yeah, you shoot.
Here I come. Here I come. And you know what? Alirez is way too fast to get.
They were good shots, but just too far away.
Oh,
yeah, get in there, hand fight.
Get in there. Get in there. Get mean. Get tough. Keep your defensive position a little tighter, because Alirez was getting to the leg pretty easy. But that might be more credit to Alirez than anything against Bartlett. I do know from what I've seen, Bartlett was trying to make a shot from too far away.
That's what I saw.
And, you know, Bartlett himself says, I want to get in a place where I'm scrambling. I like my chances when I'm scrambling. He's the one that said it. I agree with him, which would mean if you're in there tight, you might end up in more scrambles. Enough with this too far away. You're not as lightning fast as, say, a Vito in that sense that, or I can name some international wrestlers that are just incredible with how quick they can close the ground. But listen to me. This is just opinions, but Bartlett did outstanding. And, you know, DeSanto looked good too. And I do think DeSanto he raised his level some.
DeSanto took fifth.
At freestyle. You know, he took fifth. But Aiden Valencia, oh my goodness. That whole 125, which I'm sure we're going to talk about.
Yes, it's on the list.
But Aiden Valencia is, of course, I guess Aiden wouldn't be 125. Yeah.
Who are you taking out of 65 kilograms?
Well,
Today,
if Zane gets there, I'm picking Zane. But I would not be surprised if it ends up being Alirez. And who knows about a James Green and stuff. I mean, James Green's deadly good.
You're not even Nick Lee or Yanni, no chance, huh?
I mean, obviously Yanni. It's just, tell you the honest truth, Yanni's another one that has he plateaued? You have that.
So.
I would have said that about Derringer not long ago. I think Derringer plateaued, and then he comes to this tournament. So it depends. Depends how they feel. What do I know? Santa doesn't know.
You know who's been naughty and nice? Coming up soon.
I don't know about that, but
I'm taking Nick Lee out of that. What?
Wow, you're taking Nick Lee.
Yeah.
Zane might be a little. If he actually gets down, he might be weak. A lot of people would say Alirez looks like he might have the the upper hand on everybody the way he looked.
I don't know, man. I don't believe it until I see it against Nick Lee. But all right, let's talk about 74 kilograms. So the winner, Kyle Dake's waiting there for the best of 3 championship series. Also in the mix, we have Burroughs, Messenbrink, O'Toole, Nolf, Quincy Monday took it, Marinelli, and Facundo were your top 3 at senior nationals.
How about Facundo for 3rd?
Boom, Facundo!
I mean, he beat Isaiah White. He beat Berger.
Marsteller also in that weight, but
Jaquez, I said that name wrong. Bearclaw. All of a sudden,
Berger.
You're saying he has a win over Bearclaw as that's clout? It is clout nowadays because Bearclaw is you. There's a kid that we've seen going like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to me, this whole group they're kind of battling for like 5th, maybe 6th.
Yeah.
Because obviously, we got Dake,
Burroughs,
we got Nolf, we got O'Toole.
That's a 4. That's your 4. And Chance, Marsteller.
That's right. I forgot all about Chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
and
that is tough weight, but...
And then Strachey. And then I'm not so sure we shouldn't add Messenbrink in on that. So all these guys, to me, are below that whole group. But... we've said stuff like that before where it turned out where you're hungry, your head's right, and all of a sudden we start seeing some surprises. So,
like how about Bumakundo beating Berger and then losing to Marinelli? The bull, man.
Yeah, and Marinelli I thought looked very good. When I was watching Marinelli, it was just something different. And then I realized, I know what's different. I haven't seen a picture of Mariah.
His girlfriend.
Wife.
Yeah,
which, I'm pretty sure that's the law. You got to put a picture of her. No, I'm just kidding.
I haven't seen her yet. So when I edit this episode, I'll see her for the first time.
Well, believe me, she's quite a pretty girl and all that stuff.
Really? 1 to 10. What is she?
Well,
Santa?
Santa's too old to make them kind of. Santa's too old to make. She's a pretty girl. And I'm just joking on how BTN, ESPN, every time back in the college days, Marinelli would wrestle, we're seeing Mariah too. And that was cool.
I appreciate that.
That was cool. But
hey, you know what? Maybe that'll bring wrestlers to the sport. They think
that's not a bad idea.
Look at that dude. Look at that dude. He's not exactly Brad Pitt.
Well,
right?
I'll tell you right now, overall he looked good, Marinelli. And, I mean, you know what he looked like to me? Somebody that's been working hard. He really did. He didn't have any new tricks in his bag or anything. He's doing the same kind of stuff he's done all through college, which you kind of like to see a guy. When I say a guy's progressing, my one thing I have to wonder, is he even as that senior level, are you still keeping yourself coachable? Because a lot of guys, they get to the certain level and I know so much, I know so much that they actually turn into not coachable anymore. Yeah. And that's part of the reason about
comes with
plateauing
success.
And not. Because we've seen guys at this elite or the senior level continue to increase, obviously. And you just have to wonder, I'm not saying that's the case or anything. All I'm saying is Marinelli was doing the same stuff that he was successful doing in college and high school, and I mean, it got him a runner-up finish. Quincy Monday looked good, very good. In fact, you think, wow, could Quincy Monday hang with one of these top 5 or 6? You
think he could?
I don't know. Maybe. How would Quincy Monday make out with Chance? Or how would Quincy Monday and Strachey look? That's going to be a lot of fun coming up, no doubt.
It does blow my mind, Facundo. What? He's not even starting lineup.
Facundo, like I said, he had them big wins, and it kind of surprised. He looked good. He didn't look so great against Marinelli. He tried to go upper body with Marinelli, and
don't do that with a bull.
I mean, that's fool's gold. I know Chenzo once threw him and put him on his back to beat him once, but that's a dangerous game to play with a guy that's where he's lived all of his life. But Bearclaw, can't say enough how impressed I was. I got to give it to Tyler Hot Dog Burger. No headbutts. He was a good boy.
He's on the nice list.
He's on the nice list. He was a good boy. I didn't see any headbutts. He
Okay, I didn't have him on the
He got
list.
beat by Bearclaw. Then he came back and beat Bearclaw. But, I mean, overall, that was a little surprising because you kind of think he would have been a lot of people's pick to win this weight, Tyler Berger.
Yeah.
And I can't, last little shout out to a high schooler, Joe Seeley, which I forget what it was. He went 2 and 3 or something like that. But the past 2 senior level tournaments that he's entered, anyone that's watched him and was fair, you have to be impressed with Joe Seeley. You just
I thought he looked good, yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be something.
The rise of high schoolers. All right, no one's touching Dake or Marsteller, though, or Burrows. I mean...
Oh, we forgot all about Burrows.
I mean...
It's more than 5 or 6. That 74 is going to be, it's like 65. 65 and 74 are going to be a war. No doubt.
I'll take Dake, though. Although, part of me wants to take Marsteller. 86 kilograms. David Taylor's waiting. Who do we have here? Daringer, Mark Hall, Max Dean, and Mirasola.
Yeah.
Aaron Brooks also in this weight. Hidley. Any big takeaways?
Valencia.
Valencia.
No, Valencia is Valencia coming down?
Zahid Valencia is in this. Also, Jaden Cox.
No, Jaden Cox is up at 97. Jaden Cox will be taking on.
Flo has him here at 92. Non-Olympic weight qualifiers.
Yeah, that was where he was at 92, but Olympic qualifiers
so
are 97 or 86, and I think Jaden Cox. I can't see him come down 86. Jaden Cox is going to go up and take on Snyder, but
Max Dean's still in the mix. Mark Hall plateaued. Daringer taking it. All right.
Yeah, and Daringer. I mean, there's another list between Daringer, Brooks, Valencia, but does any of them have a chance with David Taylor? I mean, personally, Brooks a little bit, and that's just where I stand.
Brooks
but
a lot of it.
It's going to be fun watching Brooks against Daringer or Brooks against Valencia again. That was very close until Brooks pulled away at the end.
Yeah.
So even that weight's going to be fun. But Max Dean, I thought he looked pretty good. He had wins over Caffrey, O'Malley, Lawan. Then he came back and beat Mirasola after he lost to Mirasola. Of course, Connor Mirasola, this high schooler, the Askren trained kid, he beat Max Dean on the
I want to say something about that. So the Mirasola brothers, there's a podcast. I was in a rabbit hole, found a podcast. They only have a couple subscribers, but I thought it was unique. It's called Wrestling Mama, and it's a mom who interviews the mom of other wrestlers, and I started an episode with the Mirasola brothers' mom.
Yes.
I thought this is a cool podcast, dude. Go check it out, Wrestling Mama. I haven't finished the episode, but yeah, I thought that was a cool, unique take on a podcast.
Well, they interviewed
the
Connor.
parents.
They interviewed Connor Mirasola afterwards, and oh my goodness, that's not a high schooler. That kid's mature. I mean,
in that
his
podcast?
answers. No, this was I think Flo's interview of him afterwards. And very, very sensible kid. Absolutely has his head on straight. I think myself back at that age, and I was an immature mess, Zach.
Same with me.
I was an immature mess. It kind of goes to my old theory. You ever meet a state champ? You don't find a state champ they're all kind of mature, like their head's right.
Well, yeah.
That's part of the reason they got there.
Yeah, you had to learn how to persevere. Yeah.
And any kid, not necessarily a state champ, any kid that's really at a high level, for the most part, there's a couple wild cards there, but for the most part, all the kids, I think to myself back in that day, boy, why did it take me 40 years to begin to mature? Daggone.
All right, Santa Claus. Senior National final thoughts. We got to move on. We got college wrestling duels happening today.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the time you see this, it was yesterday. But
Well, I want to say we didn't even get the 97 where Moore looks tough. Of course, he beats Nate Jackson again. But we had a Cassiope against Warner match. For 5th place. The winner qualified for trials. Okay. And I was particularly interested in that one. Let's see how this shakes out. And oh my goodness, we're still waiting for Warner to shoot because we're still waiting. I'm pretty sure Warner's never shot on Cassiope since his freshman year of college. I'm just guessing there. But
Cassiope took that.
Yeah, Cassiope technical fault him. It was 11.
He's out there still wrestling. Yeah, I appreciate it, Cassiope. Yeah, I totally forgot 97 and 125.
Well, 125. That's
nothing.
That's not. Yeah,
nothing. But
well, I want to say nothing. It's just I don't think any of them guys are going to have a chance of making the team. But
no.
Okay.
Gable's coming back though. Gable, what? You
what?
You called me earlier this week. Breaking news.
What?
You had breaking news, Santa Claus. You told me Gable was going to this Blue Mountain State, this small school.
I must have been in small school. I never heard of Blue Mountain State.
And okay,
there must be a small college out there, and Gable's out there playing games, telling people he's going to this small college.
We're gonna get into naughty or nice list. You're on the naughty list, Gable, for faking out Santa Claus with your basic. How you getting faked out by that?
What do you mean?
The Blue Mountain State TV show.
Blue Mountain State what? TV show?
You're Googling.
What?
You're over here Googling.
What is this on MTV or something?
Where is Blue Mountain State? Gable's going to Blue Mountain State? Are you kidding me? Oh, gullible Santa Claus over there. Oh, my goodness, dude.
So this is based off of a TV show, huh?
Yeah, it's a joke. Someone put a joke
Is the TV show a joke?
It's like
a comedy.
Yeah, it's a comedy.
Oh, you've never watched it either.
I mean, yeah, but it's like a drama. I don't know. It's just a show about like a football team, a high school football team.
Oh.
Blue Mountain State. It's a joke. It's a comedy. Yeah. Okay. Unreal Santa Claus. Get with the times. Get with college wrestling duels happening today. All right, we have some number 2 NC State, number 3 Cornell, number 7 Iowa State, number 9 Ohio State, and number 15 Pittsburgh, all in the house. Some other schools, Lock Haven, I think.
Yeah.
What's happening? What do we have to look forward to before we go into your naughty and nice list?
Well, I mean, there's some good. How about if Santa asks you about some of these matchups, and you tell Santa who you think's gonna.
All right.
Okay, let's start with number 1's North Carolina State's Camacho against Lock Haven's Noto. Who you got there?
Ooh, I will go Noto.
Okay. How about Bazakis from Ohio State going against North Carolina State's Oreen? Yeah?
Oreen.
I mean, we're going to see Mendez, Jack, and Happel do battle in their pool.
That's
right. That's going to be a nice. D'Amelio and Arrington. You got any picks there?
D'Amelio.
Well, D'Amelio beat him 9-8 at CKLV, so we're in for another war there.
I'm going to go undefeated on
I don't know what's going on with Feldman, whether he's hurt, whether he'll be back or not. It'll be fun to see him go up against Northern Iowa's number 9, Gordon. But another fun possibility is Fishback against Keckheisen. How close can Fishback keep?
Your boy Fishback, yeah, we got to keep an eye on him.
On the other side of the pool, let me throw some names at you. Okay, that's Hope he wrestles. I hope everything's good. Shapiro against Chittum. How's that go?
If Shapiro is not concussed, I take him. I don't know where he's at. Does he even wrestle? Would that be a red flag if he does not come out and wrestle? What would that mean?
Wow.
What would that mean?
Well, that kind of puts a little truth behind the
question
whole,
mark.
Yeah.
Puts an exclamation point and a question mark.
Behind.
Not a period.
Yeah.
We don't end with periods over here.
That's so true. That's so true. But
can't wait to see if Shapiro.
Hopefully, everything's good. That's suppose he's fully healthy,
I would take
ready to go. Him against Chittum.
I would take Shapiro. Who would you?
How close are we talking in your book?
I would go, well, with the 3-point takedowns now, let's go like 7-2.
Yeah, I'm going like 9-4, 10-4. I think he kind of wins going away, although Chittum's look good. Echemendia and Matthews. That's a good one. This is the other side of the pool where Cornell, Iowa State, and Pitt will be. And we got quite a few really nice matchups here. We're going to learn a lot.
Yeah, we are.
By the time you guys are watching this,
you're going to know the results.
It's basically going to be done. Yeah. This happens later today, as we're recording here Monday morning. But
all right, and then who?
Echemendia and Matthews, Cornell is in that mix too. Cornell's Cornella, and I know he didn't look good, but he has looked good in the past. So I'm not going to be shocked if he comes to these collegiate duels and all of a sudden looks very good again. That wouldn't shock me.
Over that Thanksgiving.
But we're going to learn about how Echemendia looked, with Matthews and stuff. We'll learn more about Echemendia. Vito, if he comes, we're going to learn about Frost. How does Frost make out with Vito? That's going to be interesting.
Ooh.
Yeah, very interesting. We'll get to see Ramirez and Carr go at it again.
Yeah, we will. Okay, yeah.
So that's a big one. And don't forget about Holden Heller, too. Them two Heller boys from Pitt, they're tough-nosed wrestlers. You're not going to just roll over the Heller boys. And they've already shown they can beat some very good wrestlers. So I'm not going to come away shocked because one of the Heller boys pulled off a big upset.
Yeah.
It's not going to shock me. But we're going to see Folka against Feldkamp. And we heard confirmation that, there was a death in the family with Folka, and that's why mentally he just wasn't there at the CKLV. Probably would have been better not to even wrestle. But you're
maybe sometimes
you want to help your team. You can just imagine the whole mixed emotions that were going on there and stuff. So we're of course praying for the family and all, but we're hoping
for your loss.
Folka is back and rolling, because that wasn't the Folka we know, and
I'm going to predict
we understand why.
I'm going to predict he comes back with a vengeance.
Yeah, well, and I mean Feldkamp is tricky. All of his and the other Heller brothers is there, and that's going to be great. But here's one: Bastida against Pitzer. Now that's intriguing to me.
I'll go Bastida.
Yeah, you would say Bastida, but Pitzer, it's just going to be fun to see how the two styles shake up. To me, I think Pitzer's going to give him a fit. I'd pick Bastida, and Fernandez is in there too. Remember, Fernandez has more size, I think, than these other two guys. You can't forget about him. But yeah, we're going to see. But that's going to be a fun matchup. I always wish Feldman was in this Bastida and Pitzer pool. That would be fun to see all three of them. But overall, it's a lot of great wrestling.
Yeah, it's good wrestling.
And it's happening today and tomorrow, or you guys just got done watching it.
Yep.
And after that, I guess it calms down until...
Maybe we do an instant reaction later in the week to the duels, because I hate talking about it when... It's happening.
But as you can see,
by the time they see it,
there's a lot of very good
intriguing matchups.
Yes. Yeah.
Very intriguing matchups. But hey, listen, folks, it's Christmas week. All right? Let's have a little fun. All right? Let's have a little fun.
All right.
Let's go down Santa Wayne's naughty or nice list.
Okay.
All right? Now I'm going to name some names.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe some recent events that have occurred. And then you tell me whether they're getting coal for Christmas or some kind of gift. I don't know.
Okay.
All right, let's start with Cale Sanderson. Let's start with some easy ones here.
Oh.
Naughty or nice? What even
but you already know the answer here.
All right.
Santa loves Cale.
Really? Even after the Van Ness injury, which he clearly wasn't properly coaching. Something going on in there. He's questioning himself. All right, you were going to get a big gift, Kale, but just a medium-sized gift now. The Van Ness injury. All right, Tom Brands, naughty or nice?
You know, the thing is Tom Brands, I'm not giving Cole to a guy that entertains me that much. I'm just not. In fact, I want to shower the guy with gifts.
Yeah, I almost want to give him 2 gifts.
I know. I'm bringing a big bag down that chimney because that guy entertains me. And I got to give it to him. He loves what he's doing, and you can see it in every fiber of the dude.
Just nothing but passion, baby.
Oh, yeah.
I need to get and interview him sometime in the next year. But all right, moving on. Next up, naughty or nice, we have Rob Cole, the North Carolina head coach. Now, this past week, they lost to Appalachian State, 24-14. Rob Cole also earlier in the year, what was he doing? Checking out, mentioning how wrestlers should come there because there's so many hot girls or something. Rob Cole, naughty or nice?
Is that the dude?
Yeah.
That's the dude.
That's the dude. Remember,
Are you sure?
He went from a Ivy League. Where was he at?
Why is my radar up that?
He was at Cornell, wasn't it? And then he went.
I don't think that was the dude that said that.
I am 99.9% certain. Let's
Really?
assume it wasn't, though. Let's assume that wasn't him. Take that out.
Okay.
Naughty or nice, Rob Cole, they upset by Appalachian State 24-14. What?
Well, that's a big gift to Appalachian State. More so than it is Cole to Rob.
How did I not pick up on that?
Bam!
Oh, that's a no-brainer, dude. That's no. All right, hey, let's turn it around, Rob Cole.
This whole episode,
next year.
let's turn this around.
Let's turn it around. Let's get on the right track there. We can't be losing to App State. Although App State, you're getting a gift from Santa Claus for that.
I love seeing that.
All right,
That's awesome.
Moving on.
App State or a small school come up and beat one of the big dogs.
Yeah,
That's great.
parody. There we go. There we go. All right, Mike Gray, naughty or nice, Cornell head coach.
Well, I don't have all the facts, but
We don't have facts.
from what I seen,
We have questions.
I got a dump truck load of coal coming his way. I mean,
We might need you to come sit back on Santa's lap, Mike Gray. We have some more questions before determining, right? Right?
I mean, the fact we seen proof that the ref gave let's do the concussion protocol.
Thanks again to Kevin for just detailing
And then
that
we seen Mike Gray and the so-called trainer go over, and we seen 15 seconds later where, whoa, I'm the head coach. Whoa, here's me, Mike Gray, to the trainer. Whoa, let's slow things down. Let's make sure the kid's okay. 15 seconds.
Yeah, what are we in a
How can we do this whole list here of what we're supposed to do for a concussion protocol in 15 seconds there, trainer? But
Very good question. Very good question. Mike Gray, you're going to have to come sit back on Santa's lap before we can determine that.
I don't know enough. I don't even know.
We should know Santa. Moving on, Spencer
Know
Lee.
what I've seen.
Spencer Lee, naughty or nice? This is big nice for me.
I think Spencer Lee gets a huge gift for just, you know what? Finally turning off all the noise around them. And that's just my guess. What do you know?
You know what else?
I don't. I'm just following my little body language or little, how he looks, what he's doing. Did he enter tournaments or not? Interviews. How relaxed does he look? How much does he look like he really cares anymore about, what others think?
You don't see
You almost can see it in a person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see it. And,
Like right now, you could probably see I'm quite concerned about what our audience thinks about this episode. Because you could probably read that body language right now.
we'll find out if we get Cole or...
This is the last time you get me a word. Do you fit in this thing? And why aren't you wearing it?
Well, I didn't have
Why
time
can't
to
I
get-
be asking Santa Claus?
I was going to dress up as an elf, but I ran
This
out
threw
of
me
time.
for a loop, Zach. The whole
ran out of
wig,
time.
this
I said
balls
take it
hanging
off,
next to my eye.
Hey, we got to
can't
entertain
even-
the people.
I'm
dude.
not even thinking straight over
We
here.
got to entertain. All right, moving on. Spencer's getting a big gift. How about Naughty or Nice Christian Piles and Flow Wrestling?
Well, the stream hasn't broken, and I'm gonna give them a gift. Of course, the thing is, as we've said before, before Flow, who was giving us the wrestling matches we want to watch, and I could go down negative lane and give a lot of little gripes about this or that, but big picture wise, Flow brought something we didn't have before. So
You're getting a gift.
Flow gets
Flow and Christian
big
Piles.
gifts.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. What about Tom Ryan, Ohio State head coach? Naughty or Nice?
I mean, I like Tom Ryan. He seems like such a great guy. He's got a.
Well, he's out there.
You have
talking
to
about
feel for
paying
him.
for transfers, right?
He's getting these recruits, top level recruits, and the one year it did. They bagged the championship, and there's like you think every year, you think, wow. In fact, it wasn't that long ago. Santa wrote in one of the forums, I think it was like 2 years ago, Ohio State's coming. It's going to end up being Ohio State versus Penn State for supremacy here, just off of their recruits. And I even put the lineup that I thought would be, and it's very close to the lineup they actually have.
Really? Wow.
But
interesting.
It just, I mean, they're young yet. So give them a couple more years, another year or two. We'll see how it all matures. The whole team, they obviously got studs galore. I mean, Bazakis at times looks incredible. Mendez at times this year, most of all this year, has looked incredible. And, even Feldman, he looks very good. There was a match or two that really, you almost were shocked by how much he got dominated. But, and sure, over the years, maybe he's going to get more man strength, have more size.
Yeah, we talked about size.
But he's obviously talented. Hopefully he's not a injury-prone wrestler that they rarely have because Ohio State's going to need him. And they've had some disappointments, which could turn around too, whether it was Huffman and apparently this Wilcox actually may beat Hepner in the wrestle-offs. I read that somewhere. And
wow. Okay.
I was all excited to see Hepner and thinking, wow, he's going to be one of the big dogs to possibly AA, and he might not even be winning that wrestle-off, but I don't know that for a fact either. Santa actually doesn't know squat, okay? So a lot we're just guessing, but a lot of times we're right, aren't we?
More often than not.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Tom Ryan, if we can't find anything, you're automatically being nice, okay? If we can't,
He's a great guy.
not
Yeah,
naughty.
Tom Ryan's a great guy.
you're getting nice. All right.
I know one thing. My little complaint about the NIL and the whole transfer thing and what's it going to do to our sport. And there's
that
people,
was my next one. Naughty or Nice NCAA.
Well, a lot of people say, you know what? With there just being a handful of big dogs doing battle for the title, that actually brings fans in. I've heard that argument made. Of course, my concern the whole time is what's this doing to the smaller programs, and will some of them lose their life because they can't keep up? And every year we have an influx of transfers, and there's no proof. None of us have any proof anyone's getting any money, right? But we've had Tom Ryan say in an interview, we didn't spend the money there because we like our guy at that weight. I mean, you see, all I'm saying is there's certainly questions about it, and there's questions about what effect it'll have on the sport long term. Whether it's possibly a negative thing, all these transfers. You know, it's older people. I don't like transfers. This is starting to feel like baseball.
I know you don't. And listen, I'll give you my perspective because obviously the times are changing, and I think it's a lot of change. And the one thing I try to look at it as objectively as possible. The one thing that stands out to me, and I made a post, if you say something out loud, rule in life, and it just doesn't sound right, it probably isn't.
Yeah.
And if you say, okay, we're going to now allow name, image, likeness, athletes in college to be paid for their name, image, likeness, but we're going to have zero audit process for it or zero inspection process. Does that sound right?
Yeah, and the
Doesn't
NCAA,
sound right, dude.
the NCAA is not even interested in doing some sort of NIL audit. They've been sued too many times. They've had it. They just threw it over to the universities and said, you guys handle it. And that's the part that's concerning. And it seems like such an easy fix because you say, well, we can't track that anyway. All a team has to say is, well, that's part of an NIL deal. Yeah, this guy did get $50,000 come over here, but it's all part of the NIL deal. Well, if we're having an audit and we have to have a business there playing along in this scheme or some entity that's using the name and likeness, it gets a whole lot tougher. It's just having an auditing
checks
process.
Checks and balances.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
And then it's a deeper down the road concern is all this money that is getting thrown to these athletes to come to my college, my alumni or whatever, so my team is good this year. Does that mean it's less money to the RTCs? And what's that do over the next 10, 20 years? Does that decrease the amount of people that are able to be in an RTC because the funds dropped because there's too much money getting thrown at high schoolers and young college guys to be switching college so we can build a super team. And yeah, it's awesome to have two super teams doing a duel, and it's also awesome to have two super teams wonder which one's going to win this national championships. But overall, the health of the sport, you have to be a little concerned on what it's gonna. And I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know, but I am concerned. As someone that loves the sport so much, I am concerned. I've said before that the media, since there's no heat from anywhere, the media, and that's why we even bring it up and even talk about it now, kind of has to put heat on. You know what? If we're going to pay this guy and he's going to come to our college, yeah, we're going to have the media all on us. They're going to be there asking. They're going to be speculating. Ooh, did he get paid? I don't know if I want all that headaches. You know, let's just stick with our guy. I don't know. Of course, if there was an audit, you wouldn't need a media heat. You wouldn't need anything. I think that solves the thing, and there's nobody that's interested in doing an audit. And this is, as it's been said to me, this is the real world now. And, okay.
Needless to say, I think NCAA is getting coal, right?
Yes.
Coal for Christmas.
Yes.
All right, couple other real quick.
If you're going to do the job, NCAA.
Two more here. Kevin Dresser, Iowa State head coach, recently just out-coached by Tom Brands. Does he naughty or nice, Kevin Dresser?
Well, then he comes back and wins CKLV. So what was going to be a bag of coal because he did get schooled by Tom Brands right there. He did. And it was kind of embarrassing. But he saved face by coming back the very next week and winning the toughest non-championship tournament, you know, besides.
Bounce back Dresser. All right. Found his clothes. One final one, Sean Bourmet. Michigan head coach.
Yeah.
Leader of the transfer portal.
5 of his 10 guys are transfers.
Big bully, transfer you.
I've said all along, you know, there's people that disagree with this. How great could he feel if let's suppose he somehow wins the title this year?
Isn't this
or let's say he gets runner-up. Let's say he gets a trophy. I'm saying by bringing all in all these transfers, and this goes for Iowa, this goes for Penn State, it goes for anybody. Okay, you didn't recruit this guy and improve this guy through your process. You brought him in. Almost like a baseball, like the New York Yankees used to bring big names in to try to win the World Series. You brought them in, Do you feel good after you win the championship or trophy at the championships? Sure, you feel good. Well, look, that's my job. I'm supposed to get that trophy for our school. But I'm talking that coach, when he goes home, how does he feel deep inside? Not nearly as good as if it's his guy that he recruited. And you want to really feel good? Stick with your homeboys, the guys you recruited and you trained and you groomed and you improved. You, when I'm saying you, I mean you and your coaching staff. That's when you feel good, really good. So this is kind of like a fake. You know, it'd be like Zach?
Fake out.
This is what this would be like. It'd be like if I went and got some sort of fancy dancy new drug to lose weight. After I lose weight, do I feel good? Yeah. Look at me. But deep down inside, you know what, Zach? It wasn't my discipline that got this done.
You didn't work.
This wasn't my discipline that got this done. You know what this was? This was just fake. Fake little helpers over there. How good do I feel? Well, I lost the weight, so I feel kind of good. But daggone, you know what? It still bugs me that I didn't have the discipline to do this myself without some sort of artificial help over here.
Yeah, well, you know what that sounds like? You're not going to get Cole Bourmet. You're not going to get a real gift. He's going to get a knockoff gift.
You know, Bourmet, I'm sure, is just by his I'm a big one in reading body language. To me, he looks like, wow, what a great guy. I'd like to hang out with Bourmet sometime, probably. Super nice guy. But these guys, if we have no pressure on, you know, the transfers, paying people to come into your college, these coaches, whether it's Tom Brands, Bourmet, or whoever, they have a pressure on them to try to catch Cale in Penn State. Well, why wouldn't Cale be doing the same thing? Look, do you really think Cale hasn't thought about this? Because in the sense that what better way to take down a dynasty than to this rule? This rule. It's a rule. It's stated. It's written. You can't pay a guy. You think there's not guys out there looking to take Penn State down any way they possibly can? And I think Cale has thought about that. And I think Cale has dotted his I's and crossed his T's. Do I think Nagal's getting any money or Messenbrink or Truex or anything? Yeah, I think they probably got NIL money after they got there. The thing Cale has on his side, you have to remember, he has the dynasty. He has people all over that want to be part of that dynasty. Wow. So he doesn't really have to pay people to come in. He's got the advantage. Iowa knows all about this. He's got the advantage of the dynasty. Everybody wants to be part of that. So
well, it's like playing from the top of the mountain.
Yeah, and the other teams
take risks.
The other teams, when the heat's on you, it's time to catch Penn State. Can you imagine Iowa fans out there? It's time we win another title. The pressure that must be on, you know.
Oh yeah,
you can see it on Brands the way he looks stressed at the. I mean,
well,
but I respect the fact he wants to win.
I mean, the facts are when you're not the king of the mountain, dude. Yeah, you do have to take risks sometime to get there.
I don't know
whether it's in sports or anything. Really, you got to take some risks to get there sometimes.
Really, I'm at this point. I want to be able to say to my grandkids, okay, it's 20 years later, and we've seen something negative happen to college wrestling. I want to be able to say to my grandkid, you know what,
told you so.
Junior, I tried everything I knew how to do. I kind of suspected something bad might happen, and I just tried to bring it to. I rolled up a snowball, and I put it on, and I was hoping it would keep getting rolled to have where it comes to this huge snowball of pressure from fans everywhere that finally someone steps in and says, okay, We got to do something here. I tried. I rolled my snowball.
You dropping some great Christmas analogies. But,
I rolled my snowball.
All right, Santa, you're getting a little negative here, and it's the spirit of Christmas.
I know.
I got 3 things I want to say I'm thankful for, okay?
Okay.
All right. The first one that I'm thankful for is this 125-pound weight class. Cooper Flynn beat number 1 Nico Provo. Jor Volk just beat number 3 Figueroa.
Fantasy people.
Wow.
Jor Volk. Fantasy people. A little hint.
Jor Volk.
Yeah, that's a guy you want to grab. I don't know
Really?
where he's going to be at the rankings when that time comes. I'm telling you, that guy. I've said all along, Jor Volk, but I'm not saying he's going to be champion. I'm going to say you're going to be happy with him as you're on your fantasy team. But
okay, wow, good insight. All right, next thing I'm thankful for, Bo Bassett and his dominance combined with his social media presence. Is he the next Cale Sanderson?
Well, yeah, he's.
I mean, you want to talk about a guy not only dominating the sport, but doing everything he can to help grow the sport.
Yeah.
I mean, his social media.
And he fits right in line with that commentating about how these young, really studs are mature, too. You listen to Bo Bassett, he sounds mature. And that's a tip to the hat to the parents. And not just the parents, the other people that are in advising Bo and stuff. But, yeah, Bo's got his head on straight. He's one of the most amazing. He kind of has that – I get that same feeling I had when I was watching Kerry Colott in his young days. Mm-hmm. Man, he's at a different level here. Now,
that's what I said. Is he –
but
Cale certainly has a bottle of champagne with his name on it, ready to pop
and
when the day comes.
One of the reasons I like Messenbrink too. I love guys that it just doesn't stop, and quite frankly, O'Toole, it just doesn't stop. The heat just keeps coming, and the better you get technical wise with all that heat that you're bringing. But it's like a lot of times you can tell a youth wrestler, you know what? Even if you do this move wrong, if you do it 100% and with explosion, most likely it's going to work.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
You know, so, and if you drill that move over and over and drill the combination of what can happen off of that move, you're not going to really end up doing it that wrong. You're going to get better and better. And really, you see these young Bo Bassetts of the world, and you think that whole process of what's happening at Bishop McCourt and them coaches and stuff, they're doing something right. And I'd be willing to bet they're drilling right. And you say, well, all these people at Penn State that we keep seeing improvement out of, all the Barraclaws of the world and the Jordan Conaways that came from a very, very good wrestler to a great wrestler. And I could keep naming names, James English, and I just keep going, Anthony Cassar. It's just you have to wonder, and it was the talk of all the podcasts. What's going on over there at Penn State? What kind of secrets do they got going on there? And we've kind of learned it's a mindset too. But to me, I think a lot of it has how you drill. And
would you see that shot sled that he uses?
No.
Yeah, it looks like a lineman. You know how offensive linemen in football have the drive sled?
Yeah. For
practicing
your shot.
Yeah. You shoot and then you drive it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right. One final thing I'm thankful for. I don't think since Austin Gomez officially announced he's going to Michigan, we've been on the air.
Yeah.
But that's official. We called that, 6 months ago, 8 months ago?
Yeah, and you say, well, that's 5 of the 10 that they transferred in. But
bam! Gourmet.
First off, any word out there how hurt DiAugustino is? That's part one. Is Griffith hurt? That's part two. Some of them guys, we'll see. We'll see how it all comes together. In this next month or two, we're going to get a real good gauge. And everybody's got Penn State here and everybody else here. And I said all along, things are going to close up. It's going to be – and you made the case where Iowa, if everything is in place, where they're hoping it's in place, how they could – absolutely. If you have a surprise, you got one of your guys got decked and you expected them to win, all of a sudden everything's different.
Yeah.
And that's part of the things we love about the sport. And I've said all along, yep, I'm a Penn State fan, but I'm a college wrestling fan more than a Penn State fan. So anything that makes it fun, it's how I get excited every time something like the collegiate duels are coming on. I get excited about that. Some of these matchups that are happening. I mean, I can't wait to see Bastida against Pitzer.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are like that too. But, yeah, some of these is just going to be really, really fun.
All right, let's knock out some comments review here quick.
Yes.
Jason Houseneck, after Braden Davis won his match on Sunday, he made a motion like he was pulling his shirt. So for me, he's Penn State's 125 going forward.
Yep, absolutely.
Steve Ellis, topic for a future show: inconsistency on stalling calls between referees. So frustrating.
Yep, I could not agree. And the thing is, you notice the new rule this year of you got to be making a turn or you're going to get hit with stalling from the top. Have you noticed much of a difference there? I said before the season even started, we're not going to notice anything there. Or they'll go over the line like they did with the tapping, hitting your face.
Yeah.
That one year that you hit in the face, they went over the line. And they put this rule in. It really wasn't a new rule. They had the language in with all the other rule changes. We're going to hit you with stalling from the top if you're just riding parallel, not making a turn. And a time or two I've seen something, but not as much as a change as I.
All right.
That's a tough thing. It's going to be, the human element. It's going to be all over the board, with this, one ref's going to be quicker. I will say this. I will say this. The one thing that kind of makes me a little angry is you go to a certain school, and I'll give you a great example. It was when Iowa went to Iowa State. That was a little ridiculous that the number of stalls to Iowa, and I've noticed that
17-0 or something.
It was ridiculous. And I've seen some other duels where they're giving stalls out to the opposing team like nuts. And enough with the home.
Well, it kind of goes back to what Cale said. His response to my question on media day is, dude, let's just keep it simple. The more rules we add, the more this referee can determine this. The more simple it is, the more true answer you get, right?
Yeah. And there's, we pick on Angel being at Iowa that he's going to hit the opposing team with stalls. It's that human element. So maybe Cale is absolutely right. Would Cale say not have any stalling? You want to lay there? Go ahead.
Yeah.
You want to just lay there? Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. How about Ralphie Wiggs? The Tony Robbins comparison to Tom Ryan really hits home. He has his leaders and black shirts, whatever. Before I retired 5 years ago, I had to sit through all kinds of leadership seminars and utter nonsense sold to my employers by hucksters and scam artists. It made me want to go retire early than I had planned. Is that what's going on over there? He does Tony Robbins stuff, huh?
No, I don't. I just said that to try to be funny. Well,
it's funny now.
I don't know what's going on over there. Although he kind of has that sound to him when he's doing interviews. Kind of sounds like a Tony Robbins a little bit.
Yeah.
But
all right. I mean, I don't really have much more.
I want to name a couple.
Well, all right,
a couple that I got to point out, being this is Christmas time, and Santa was a little grouchy in this episode. A lot of complaining by Santa.
I know.
I think it's this Santa outfit. But you asked me to wear it. You got it. I'll do anything for you, Zach.
Oh.
But there was comments come in. One was very, very simple. We could probably pull it up and have the name.
Find it.
It said, "You guys give me hope." It was just that. And you know what? Not sure what the guy meant. I don't know what angle he was coming from, but it was one of them comments that just left you. You know what? All the work that we do, especially you, that kind of makes it worth it.
It does make it worth it.
So much for money. Money schmoney. That's the gold. when you hear another one was obviously an older guy like me. You know what? Life is changing. There's changes all around us, and I'm a little uneasy about all of them. But this thing you guys got going, this is fun.
It's a good change.
But that was gold to me to read. Okay, we're gonna have episodes that aren't the greatest. I understand. We're not gonna be on our A games all the time. But I'll tell you one thing. Every once in a while, we're gonna hit one out of the park because we're just loving this sport and having fun. And ultimately, that's been the goal all along. To have fun doing it, to be just ourselves, have fun doing it. But man, when we get certain comments like that, to me, that's the driving force.
That was Ralphie. Great perspective. The times are changing. Much of the things I see days horrify me, but this is fun.
Yeah, that's to me, Ralphie. And a lot of other comments that come in that
we always appreciate it. And in fact, let me remind you of, between now and Christmas Day, we're giving 2 $100 gift cards away. One to a new subscriber and one to the funniest or most impactful comment.
Yes.
So
I like the idea, and Santa would like to say, not only Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everybody out there, but especially all those that we occasionally pick on sometimes. You know, in the end, Santa still loves you guys. You guys are the reason we are here talking. And yeah, we might pick on you. A Bartlett, you shooting from too far away or what? Do I love Bartlett? I love Bartlett. You know? And,
we only pick on you if we like you.
That's right. And, you know, all these RTC guys were saying, they plateaued. These guys aren't getting any better. In fact, I'm not so sure they're not getting a little worse. Dude, Santa apologizes and said, you guys are still awesome.
Wow. Save it to the end, baby. All right, folks. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter. This is BG Wrestling.
BG Wrestling.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.